What's up, party people? What up, y'all, on Saturn's Day? Saturn is not bad. It all depends on how you use it, people. So happy Saturn's Day to my people. Happy Saturn's Day. If you got good karma out there, Saturn is great. You got bad, fucked up karma, I'm sorry for you. Saturn is not bad or good. It's how you use it, just like any other thing, every other thing. What's up, y'all? They coming in. There they go. That Rohan. That Garnett. Cause I said so. Joe Ruiz. Jonathan Hayes. Aries. Yo, what up? Charlie Mack. What up? Joseph Matthew. Joshua. Gwendolyn Bonner. What up? Says Britt Collier. DJ. What up, everybody? CDS Commercial Cleaning. You got me to say your name. Look at that. See, he got a free promotion. He put his YouTube name as his business name. That's how you do it, baby. You got to market every way you can. What's up, Goddess? What's up, Kimberly Bell? What up, Orlando Rawls? Come on in, y'all. What y'all doing on Saturday? Y'all got me, y'all doing other stuff, got me on in the background? Is that how it go? What's populating? So, man, really quick, when you come in, I want to thank everybody who has been volunteering. Oh, salute, Cherokee, salute back. It says Duzilla, El Dragon Moore. That's what, the Dragon Mall. That's King Walk, what up? What up, Tish? Oh, man, who was that, Deanna? So, like I said, everybody who's been volunteering, appreciate you guys. You guys have heeded the call, and you want to learn the law, which is that's the only thing you really need. The motivation to learn the law, and bring it to us, and we'll teach you the law. So we appreciate you guys for volunteering. If we haven't got back to you yet, just hold on. We have a lot of people on the list who want to volunteer. So we do interviews every week, so we haven't got to you yet. Your interview should be coming up, or you may have gotten an email when the interview is. So, like I said, appreciate you guys for helping us getting this going, because this is what we need to do to empower ourselves for the future. You see these corporations taking over everything, so let's build up one corporation that is masters of the law, which is how they run everything. So if we able to get in there and we understand the rules to the game, there's nothing they can pull over our eyes. Does that make sense? All right, so everybody get out there and let's get it. Yeah. So I want to say shout out to We Juice, Timmy Tight Top. Make sure y'all go and check out Timmy Tight Top, We Juice. Tightest top in the game, the best juices in the game. And that's surprisingly sweet. Y'all been buying it up. I don't appreciate that. He does. I don't. Buying up my surprisingly sweet, y'all. But it's all good. Get on over there at wejuice.com. That's OUIjuice.com. And get some of that juice. Get in the juice game. He also has cleanses. If you're trying to lose some weight, trying to get your body healthy, because they're releasing all this bullshit on us to try to take us down. You got to build your immune system up. Get on over there to Weed Juice. And also, you already know, then there's Beal sauce. If it ain't real, it ain't Beal. Make sure y'all get over there to Beal sauce. Hook him up. The sauces, I don't have it with me. Be ordering some more. I had to, man, I was using it every day, so I had to balance it out. So I'll be ordering some more real quick. You got to be healthy. If you do too much all the time, you do one thing all the time, then, that's imbalance. So I had to balance it out. Now I'm about to hit you back up. So Beal sauce. If it ain't Beal, it ain't real. BEALE sauce.com. Make sure y'all hit him up and get one of those sauces that he got. Schmuckatelli is the tightest in the game. The other ones are great too. If you like your stuff hot, super hot, that's what it is. That's what it is. Appreciate y'all. So before we get into the main topic, I wanted y'all to know. So I want y'all to be prepared about something that they appears to be coming down the pipe. Yeah, make sure when you come in, make sure you guys hit the like button so that the algorithm picks it up and passes it on to the peoples. But so we talked about last week or last live stream I did. I talked about the monkey row, the monkey row, and how they had a simulation, a plan, a bioterror simulation that they ran in March. March of 2021. That said that they were going to do this simulation, and it was supposed to start on May 15th of 2022. And we know that the WHO got their first report of the monkey on May 13th, right? So right on schedule. Then I told you also last week how they did a simulation on November the 12th. I don't know if I told you this. I hope I did. If I didn't, if I didn't say this in the last stream, they had on November 12th, 2015. They had a simulation. They always do simulations, just so we are aware of how they do. It's a business plan. You understand that? This is a corporation. This is a business. So they have to run a business plan first, so that they don't come up against some obstacles that they were unaware of, that they didn't plan out. So that's how it goes. Just for any of you who undertake an adventure, you should plan it out first. Anything that you do, plan out the steps, because then that becomes a blueprint for when you actually undertake whatever it is, your endeavor. You can always look at the blueprint, the business plan, and then get back online when things seem so crazy. You have the blueprint down. So just like any other business, they always create blueprints, which are simulations. They run a mock simulation. So on November 12th, November 12th, 2015, they ran the simulation on shorting the food, or doing a world food shortage, right? And so it was supposed to start between the years of 2020 and 2030. This was the year that they were going to the shortage was supposed to be happening. Right now, we are in that food shortage, right? You got baby formula, you can't get baby formula and all this and that they're talking about. There's about to be a shortage on wheat. You got 19 food processing plants that have blown up this year alone, and only 6 blew up all of last year. So you see all of it, they're implementing it. And also I told you about the farmers who are getting paid to destroy their crops. You gotta remember this. They're farmers that are getting paid to destroy crops, right? Meaning they showed in these TikTok videos, these farmers, it was a bunch of them too. They all had their USDA letter that showed, it said, you need to destroy your crops. We'll pay you 1.5. It said 1.5, which is 1.5 times of what it's worth. And if you do it in eco-friendly ways, then you get more money. So meaning they wanted them to burn it, but if you do it like by cutting down your field with a lawnmower, which doesn't produce as much carbon dioxide in the air, or pollution in the air, then you get more money. So this is farmers just saying, they're showing themselves literally destroying their crop. This is what the films were. This is what the videos were. The farmers showing you, look, I have to do this. Poof, they were the one taking the lawnmower to his whole crop. He showed it, his whole field. It was so beautiful, just life, beaming, just lovely. That's what farms are, is life. And they have him cutting it down. That's energy. That's life energy. Life-giving energy. And they're having them cut it down. So to show all that, right? Now that goes into the part of the simulation of the planned food shortage, right? And they do all of these things to create strife and turmoil, problem action, solution, problem reaction solution. So that was the other plan. Now, just in case you don't know, 9/11 was also a simulation. If you guys didn't know about that, on the day 9/11, they were supposed to be running a mock simulation if if planes hit the towers, what would America do? That's why you saw no military planes that flew to take any that was supposedly, because this wasn't. We all know that this was some CGI and shit. But is this just say that the military thought it was real? If there were reports out there that there were planes flying into the Twin Towers, the military would immediately jump into action, right, and fly over there. But if they flew over there, they would have saw no planes. So there was a story that they were running a military a simulation if planes ran into the Twin Towers. That same day that the Twin Towers fell, they were running a simulation if planes ran into the Twin Towers, and the military was told to stand down, right? So remember, everything they're going to do, they run the plan first. They run the simulation. So now this brings us to today, to this is what I want to talk about right now. There's a simulation that they did again. See, it's another simulation on December the 9th, 2021. So it just happened a few months ago. On December 9th, 2021, they ran a simulation if the world, what happens if the world got hit by a cyber attack. Now, this is before Ukraine and all the rest of that, Putin, all that, right? This is before all of that. December 9th, 2021, what would happen if a cyber attack took out the world, right? So they were saying basically it was called the cyber attack war game. This is what they called it. And it was to take out the global financial system and basically to increase what they call cooperation among member states. And it was basically, it was headed by the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. And it was held in modern Khazaria. Yeah, y'all don't know, modern Khazaria is Israel, just so if y'all want to know. But it was held there. That's where it was held, the simulation. And it was held by the IMF and the 10 countries that belong to the IMF, which I don't know all the 10 countries, but Germany, the United Arab Emirates, whatever their initials are, United States, Britain, you know, all of the big countries, you know, China. So all the big countries. So they basically said they wanted they were running a simulation to see what would happen if a cyber attack, you know, disrupted the global financial markets, and how would they be able to increase cooperation, you know, to help stave this off, right? Or to minimize the potential damage of the crisis is what they said. So the simulation involved, like I said, the IMF, International Monetary Fund, also the World Bank, and have y'all ever heard of these niggas? The BIS, that's the Bank of International Settlements. Have any of you niggas ever heard of them niggas? Any of y'all ever heard of the Bank of International Settlements? If y'all haven't, there's a reason, because that's the bank of all banks. That's Big Daddy Bank. That's Mike Tyson Bank. It is the central bank of all central banks. I think it's over in Switzerland. So the Bank of International Settlements, right? That's the biggest bank. That's the biggest the central bank in the world. So they all held the simulation to see what would happen if the cyber attack happened. Now, the cyber attack, basically, the simulation was called Collective Strength. Now, remember, we talked about they got this globalization shit going on, which really is a new term for one world order. Now, you've been seeing that term all in the news the last couple of weeks in Congress. They were talking, Rand Paul said it in Congress. We don't want a one world order, right? So this is becoming more mainstream at the moment. So now Operation Collective Strength. Now, it started, basically how it's going to start, so y'all can prepare, just in case y'all see this, don't y'all start tripping. It started with news reports that disrupted global markets. Oh, who was that? Exile, appreciate you. So it started with news reports that that disrupted global markets, right? Starts basically like financial markets and stuff like that, basically destabilizing the financial markets in different countries, which is going to in turn cause a runoff to the banks, right? So basically, what a runoff to the bank is if you think the bank ain't gonna have your money. What was that? Ocean Grown. Appreciate you. You remember when I used the hate going live? Yeah, I did. I still hate going live. I still hate going live. What you talking about? But so they were going to use they're going to use to disrupt the market. So basically, a run on the bank is if you don't think your money's going to be in the bank, you everybody go run over there to the bank and try to take your money out of the bank. That happened in 1933 when 1929 when the stock market crashed and you had the Great Depression. Everybody ran to the bank. Go watch that movie with Mos Def called Something the Lord Made. And he was supposed to be a doctor. He was supposed to go to medical school, and he had his money. He had his tuition in the bank. And then the shit happened. The stock market and all that shit happened. And so he heard everybody was running to the bank to get their money. He went to go get his money, and they told him, "Hey, we ain't got it." They said, "Like, sorry, dude, nigga, we ain't got it. What you want us to do? We ain't got your money. Sorry." So basically, that's why he had to go work as a medical assistant instead of actually going to law school. Medical school to become an actual doctor, because he lost his money during the crash. So that's what happened. So they were basically going to cause a runoff to the banks, where you're gonna see these reports, and it's going to be all over the place. And they said it's going to be fake news. They called it that, and you're going to it's going to cause a runoff to the banks. You're going to go run and try to get your money out of the banks. Then you doing that is really going to cause the panic. It's really going to not panic. It's really going to cause the panic, right? So you going to do that, and because everybody's panicking, they think there's a financial crash coming. So everybody want to go get their money out of the bank. You go do that. That's actually what's going to cause it. Is everybody pulling their money out at once? Like, so what they call something liquidity. I forgot the front name, the first name for it. But they're going to be. So basically, they're basically coming together to try to see liquidity. If you don't know what liquid is actually how much money you tangibly have. Right, you can have a bunch of money on paper on a computer screen, in your books, but how much actual money you got right here in your hand? That's called liquid. Being liquid, how much tangible goods you got, right? So they basically saying there would be a crisis of liquidity, meaning no actual money. So from the cyber attack. So basically, the cyber attack is going to say that it's going to cause a giant news, a giant news frenzy. Breaking news! Oh my God! Breaking news! Breaking news! Putin cyber attack. So that's how they're gonna do it. Breaking. So watch out for that, because first of all, what you should be doing now is stacking chips. Y'all should be, if you're not doing that at the moment, you should be going to the bank every week, every other week before this happens, because we don't know when they're going to do it, because the simulation for the food shortage happened in 2015. And so they didn't start it really until 2021. So it may take a minute to implement these things. So we don't necessarily know, because they just did the simulation in December. So we don't know how long it's going to take them to implement it. So what you should be doing now is going and getting cash out the bank, buying some silver, some gold, having some tangible goods, liquid. Y'all should be starting making yourselves more liquid, because they're trying to create a crisis of liquidity. So you guys should be getting all the water. You should be getting the bounty paper upper, the quicker picker up. Y'all soak up all the goddamn water in the world. Go get all the paper towels, lay them all out. If it's a crisis of liquidity, you get your paper towels out. Start sucking up all the liquid. That's all over the place, right? So that's what's coming down the pipe. And they said the conclusion is global cooperation. That's the term they used. Global cooperation in order to stave off the crisis. This is them linking up the financial systems. They had to do it. They first started it in when the first crash happened, 2000 when the 2008 crash happened. That's when they did the G8, the G20, and the G8, and they started to link the financial systems after that, because they said because the housing market in America affected the world, and that took the world financial market down. So we had to link each other. We had to link into each other's financial markets. Oh, Mike Swagger, appreciate you, brother. We had to link into each other's financial markets in order to be able to be ready for when this happens again, that none of us are caught off guard by the other's financial system mishaps. So that started in 2008, right? So they've been working and linking each other up and linking up for that long. No, Klaus Schwab was behind that shit back then too, right? So to create global cooperation, in order to create a one world order, you have to link the financial systems first. It ain't about linking the governments. It's about linking the money first. Because the money, without money, you don't have any civilization, period. So the very first thing we got to do is link up the money. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do right now. But they're going to try to do it through fear tactics. Oh, shit, the whole shit shuts down. No one has any money. So then you're going to call for a global central system, a central banking system, which will lead to a global currency eventually. This is what they're doing. Why do you think the Bank of International Settlements is behind this shit? The Bank of International Settlements, the World Bank, and the International Monetary Fund. All the three biggest goddamn banks in the world are about to be behind this shit because they're linking the financial systems, y'all, of all these countries, trying to create a one world central bank. And I think that's going to be the Bank of International Settlements. So, or it may be distributed between the three. But that's what they're doing right now. So be prepared, please. Because that shit is coming. when they do a simulation, DeMarcus Oliver, thank you, brother, for the super chat. Everybody hitting the super chat, appreciate y'all. Y'all know it. But that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to get to you right now. They got to get us linked up under this one world system, under the money first, then they get us all feared up. First of all, they already got us feared up under the Pandeezy. So that initiated it. And then they're using this as the tool or the motivating factor to initiate all these different things. Like there's a woman who got up on the internet, the World Economic Forum. She's a British politician, and she said that the CV-19, we've forgotten about it, but it hasn't forgotten about us. And we need to still be diligent and vigilant about doing what we need to do. And I'm like, what you talking about? And she was like, well, people are still dying. What are you talking about, girl? Who the hell is still kicking the bucket right now? And then she said, well, my father is 100 and he wants to still live. So, we need to do everything we can to protect the older generation. Bitch, what the fuck you say your daddy 100? Excuse me. This nigga 100 years old? This nigga done stole somebody else's time. What the hell you talking about? We supposed to change our whole goddamn world so your daddy can steal 20 more minutes on this goddamn planet? Get the fuck out of here, bitch. So they tripping. This is the elite. This is how the elite think. My 100-year-old father, rich dad, who's lived a privileged life his whole time in this world, been walking around on motherfucking lilies his whole goddamn life. Nigga got softest feet in the damn world, softest hands in the world. And lived 100 goddamn years with all the fuckery that's out here. This nigga still alive at 100. But we need to get this nigga some more time. So we need to make everybody else in the world life fucked up so my daddy can get 15 more minutes. How that sound? Don't that sound good? Don't it sound good to me? I don't know about you. It sound good to me. So just watch out, y'all. Start getting your money. Start stacking your chips. Start stacking food. Canned food. Tuna. Sardines. Sardines are good, especially with some little Himalayan salt. Especially little Himalayan crystal salt. That shit is off the chain. Just saying. Jerky. Things that'll last. you know, that'll last you. I would even say, just for a while, just so food that'll last, ramen. You can ramen will last. So it's only temporary, but you know, you can stack up on ramen, don't take up much space, and it'll keep you alive. It's carbohydrates, it's energy. So just so y'all know, in a food crisis, you don't want a lot of protein food. Just so y'all know, you want carbohydrates, stuff that's going to give you energy. You want protein, so you want a protein too, but you want things that'll give you energy when you don't have a lot of food, because that's where you get your main source of food, or source of energy is food. So you want stuff that's going to be high in calorie, you know, in a place, in a time when you don't have any food. So stack up, people. Now, we talked about the WHO Pandeezy Treaty, right? And so you had a lot of fact checkers out there talking about there was no Pandeezy Treaty. This was fake news. It was a conspiracy theory, and there was no actual pandemic treaty being signed by the WHO and all this and that. Okay, allegedly being signed by the WHO. Okay, so this is what they try to do. This is why you guys have to start learning law and government and learning legalese, because this is what they'll use on y'all. So when you, like, Reuters is the main, Reuters and I forgot, Scoops or whatever it is. These are like some of the main fact checking websites that they'll use to try to debunk actual real information, right? So one of their fact checks was, is the Pandeezy, or the world, the WHO, are they trying to get everyone to sign a pandemic treaty that will take away the world's sovereignty and blah blah blah? And so then, you know, that's how they gotta present it to make it seem like this is so crazy, it's way out there. How dare they even, who came up with such an idea, right? So when they go into the story, they say, you know, no, the WHO is not creating a Pandeezy treaty, but, or however, however, they are signing something called, they're making adjustments to something called the International Health Regulations. So what is the International Health Reg, or the IHR? What is that? Had any of y'all ever heard of it? The WHO IHR. Look at all these goddamn initials. Look at too many goddamn initials. Y'all hit that goddamn like button. It's 500 of y'all in here. It's only a couple of hundred likes. Hit that like button. So, damn. Oh, so the IHR, lost my train of thought for a second, but the IHR, the International Health Regulations, what they'll tell you when you go look it up. So when you're looking up the fact, you go look up on the WHO's website, they'll tell you what the IHR is. International Health Regulations is a contract. Just so we're clear, a treaty is also a contract, y'all. Just so we're clear, a treaty is not some crazy ass thing that holds a great idea in government and shit. A treaty is just a contract. Literally, that's all it is. So the International Health Regulations is also what they say legal obligations that all the 196 countries that are bound to that are signed to the WHO, to the WHO, they're bound by. They legally bound by, which means it's a goddamn contract. It's the same thing as a treaty. It's a contract that they call by a different name, just International Health Regulations. Now, they didn't have to create it because it's already been in the WHO. The IHR has already been stipulations in there, so they don't have to come and create a new one. So this is how they get the fact check. Or is the WHO creating a Pandeezy treaty that's gonna take away the world's sovereignty? Absolutely not. However, they are making changes to the binding contract that the 194 countries that are already bound to by the WHO, they're taking changes that they will also be bound to in the future. So it's the same fucking thing. It's the same exact thing, only they just don't have to create new legislation or a new document or anything for it. They can just literally just change or amend the present international health regulations that are already on the book. So just want to make sure y'all understand in the legalese that these cats use. And somebody was like, they voted it down. So it wasn't a vote on that. These are stipulations that, again, these are regulations that'll be changed to the international or stipulations that'll be changed in their health regulations. So that's not a treaty. These are things they do have to vote on it, but it's less scrutinized than a pandemic treaty because it's not new legislation or a whole new laws or anything being introduced. It's just changes to the existing law. So they can just make that shit anytime. So this is what they have done. So y'all, just so y'all are aware, and y'all don't think that that they you know that treaty is gone. No, they just flipped it up for y'all. So then while that's happening, on the low end, did y'all hear about the ghost cupcake? Who's heard about the ghost cupcake? Ghost, right? Or the ghost pew, is what it's called. And so basically what happened was, remember when they came out and they tried to force everybody to get the cupcake? They were doing it because FITA had approved it, right? So just so y'all know, FITA had never approved who was that? Oh, Blank Mystery, appreciate you. Black Mystery, appreciate you. FITA had never approved a cupcake before 4 years of testing. At minimum. Usually it takes 5 to 10 years. But the minimum, the quickest one that they ever cupcake that they had ever pulled out the oven. You know, they tapped it around, they put the fork in it and seen that it was, you know, it was done in the middle. That was the I forgot which one it was. Was it Mumps? I think it was Mumps. But somebody can fact check me on that. I think it was Mumps. It was 4 years, right? A little bit over 4 years that it took them to approve that. So this one was approved in 8 to 10 months. I think it was 10 months, right? So this cupcake pulled out of the oven in 10 months. Fastest whipped up cupcake in history. Now, what they said why they were doing that, why they were forcing you to do it, is because FITA had approved it. First off, they approved it under what? EUA, Emergency Use Authorization, right? That's how an experimental cupcake, you know, cupcakes made of you know, an oat brand cupcake or you know, whatever, some of the a quinoa cupcake, you know, something experimental like that. That's how an experimental cupcake was able to be pushed on the people, right? Because it was an emergency. Now the mandates came in when FITA approved it, right? So the thing that FITA approved, the cupcake that FITA approved, was called the Comirnaty, right? The Comirnaty, which is Comirnaty, Comirnaty, right? Do y'all know FITA approved the Comirnaty? What you niggas is taking is still what the EUA is, what you've been taking under the emergency use authorization. Meaning, what FITA approved, the people have never taken. It has never been in the market. You niggas have still been taking the experimental one that the FITA had never approved. And the PF Heiser Bakery came out and said this themselves. They said, "Oh, that ain't the Comirnaty. We ain't using that. We ain't never gonna use that one. It was approved, but we ain't using it. We're still using the one that we had been using." Do y'all understand? This is fuckery. You guys can use all of these things lawfully, legally, to crush them. These are hollow points in your argument gun. The release documents, that Pfizer releases every goddamn month, but also the one that was released by the whistleblower that said that 1,000 people who ate the cupcake died of unknown causes within the first 2 or 3 days. That's a real thing. That's a report by them. Said unknown. After they ate the cupcake with the sprinkles, with the little sprinkle, they kicked the bucket, and they don't, of unknown causes. You can use that to say, if you try to force me to get an experimental cupcake that the bakery who baked the cupcake said there's going to be you may have some fucked up tummy aches You see, I gotta use this code, y'all. You gonna have some fucked up tummy aches from their cupcake. How can you force me to eat a cupcake that's known to may give somebody food poisoning or something worse? They cannot do that. They're forcing you to put your life in danger. Knowingly put your life in danger. You can sue them for that. It's called coercion, extortion. These are lawful things that they cannot do. Just because the Pandeezy is in effect, you still can't coerce somebody. You still can't extort anyone. So you guys understand, this is why we out here learning the law. You guys have many remedies, but you have to know the law to be able to use them. So just understand that right there. So also things, there's what's the other thing that you can use? The cat dog cat in the VAERS report, they said that 96% of people who kicked the bucket had at least 4 comorbidities, right? Comorbidities. Please understand what that is. That's a big word for a lot of people. It doesn't mean sicknesses. It doesn't mean something like you had the sniffles. Doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean you had the gout. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean you had arthritis. Comorbidities. It doesn't mean you had diabetes. Even though diabetes, I can't even say the word. Even though diabetes can be a morbidity, it can kill you. Comorbidities mean things that were going to kill you. You were going to die of 4. So each person who kicked the bucket were going to die of at least 4 other things, other than the boogie V. When they kicked the bucket, you can use that if they're trying to say that we need you to be cupcaked up for the safety of the job or whatever. Use all of these bullets. Start gathering your information, y'all. They're putting it out there. Why are they putting it out there? Because they have to tell you the truth. But you're just not hearing it in mainstream. But if you get into these alternative news channels like Rebel News and Real World News and all these other channels on the Telegram pages, they also have websites. You can go look up those websites. But man, you will get all this information. The P.F. Heiser Bakery report is on the internet. You can download that as a PDF. Anybody can get that. And you can read through it and see all the super 50 pages of adverse tummy aches, of stomach aches and food poisoning that people got from the cupcakes. You can use that. You know why? Because the standard before for stopping or for not forcing the society to take cupcakes was usually one. If one person kicked the bucket or had an adverse, stomach ache from a cupcake, they would halt it. Then that moved up to like in the 80s, I think 70s or 80s, when they were testing the bird, when they were testing the was swine, it's H1N1, I think that's the bird. It moved up to 12 people had kicked the bucket from a newly created cupcake. They stopped it. They stopped putting it out. So now you got at least 30-something thousand people who ate the cupcake and they spleened and fell out their asshole or some other shit that happened, and they're still telling you need to get this. That's against the law. That is a direct threat on your life that you can sue them for. So, but you can't do it if you don't know the law, y'all. So I'm sorry I got to tell y'all that every time, but you got to know it. You got to know it. But but the good thing is that the information is out there. All you got to do is just gather up the bullets. I'm creating a new vaccine religious exemption card that's going to have all of those things listed in it. So that'll be coming out within the next 2 weeks. So it's a new and improved, because when we made the other one before, the report hadn't released. So we can use all of these things to get back at these corporations who are trying to force you to put your life in danger for 8 hours that you will be on their job. Put your life in danger for life for the 8 hours a day that you'll be working for them. Does that sound logical at all? No. So you can get them for that. So I want to know, have any of y'all seen? Well, first off, before I get into that, I'm gonna go back to that. So this leads into, had y'all seen that Justin Bieber? They said he got something called John something syndrome, or I forgot the name. It's like Bell's palsy, where the side of his face is paralyzed. Because I had Bell's palsy at one point, and Bell's palsy, these are V's that affect your body and cause swelling in your nervous system and shit like that. And so he got it, and he's been cupcaked. Now, what he has, the thing what he has is in the same family of shingles and monkey P and small P. It's in the same family. It's in the family of herpes. So it's now it's in the family of herpes, right? Now remember I said last week that they were gonna start trying to push this monkey P on the people because of remember they ran the simulation and they said it was going to be a monkey P pandeezy around the world and they were going to force people into this shit, right? Now they've just raised the monkey P threat level, alert level, to level 2. Now as soon as they do that, Justin Bieber gets a version of the shit and his whole fucking face is shut down. He had to cancel some dates. He had to cancel some concert dates. So you see how they're ramping this up? They had to give a famous nigga, a famous motherfucker had to be, and boom, oh my God, Justin Bieber has, and it's a version of the monkey P. They call it something else, but it's in the family. It's in the same family. And if you understand what all these are the same version of, it's a different version of the same V, the same, if you understand, it's the same version of that. So this all is really the same thing, just a slight variation of it. So that's what he has right now. Right as soon as they getting ready, they raise the monkey P level, alert level, to level 2. And they slowly trying to push this on you because, excuse me, remember, they're trying to hit you from all different sides. They're trying to create a blanket of danger, so that it justifies their blanket of, their blanket of security, of freedom altering, they're gonna say, of freedom altering security. It's a security blanket, a freedom look, we're not taking your freedoms, we're just altering them. Just get under the blanket. You'll be fine, you'll be warm, You can't lay down straight, because you'll be with everyone else. You can't lay down straight. You can't rest properly. You're gonna have to sit up. You may get neck cramps. Other people may breathe on you. But you're gonna be safe. You're gonna be safe. You're not gonna be an individual, but you'll be safe. So that's their whole plan. Safety, 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 safety. Fear, fear, fear. Be safe, be safe, be safe, be safe. Fear, 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 fear. So they put out just your boy Justin Bieber. Nobody would ever be like, what, Justin Bieber? What? Holy shit, Justin Bieber got what? And I forgot the name of what he got, but it's the name of the doctor who they said discovered it. That's why I don't remember it. But so that's why it's not it's been around before the doctor discovered it, but whatever. But it's a form, it is in the Bell's palsy, small P, monkey P, chicken P. It's in that family, chicken pox, it's in that family. So Justin Bieber, is he playing? Are they paying him? Or does he really have it? Is he in on the plan? Or does he actually have, don't know. We don't know. Has Justin Bieber moved to the dark side? We don't know. Do we know or no? But we can't say we can rule it out. So, really quick, did you guys? So that's so that all falls into their pandeezy fear tactics for this one world government they're trying to implement. They gave another suit. Remember when they first tried to when it first came out? Who was the first person that got everybody to jump on it? Tom Hanks. We all know Tom Hanks is in on the the pizza cage. We know he's in on that. Yes, if I'm destroying one of your actors that you like, yeah, Tom Hanks is in on that shit. That's all kind of crazy reports out about that nigga. But he was the first one who said he had it, right? The Boogie V, remember? Then the whole world went crazy. Oh my God, Tom Hanks! Tom Hanks! Oh God! Oh no! We need to get vaccinated! Oh shit! While he was over there chilling, like, I ain't got no symptoms. Yeah, I'm good. Like, but he just had to say he had it. Not necessarily actually have it. Because it was what? Asymptomatic. So he can just chill on his couch and look the same, and just all he had to do was say he had it. Nobody know the wiser, right? So now Justin Bieber, he come out. This nigga got his eye rolled up in his head, and he got his eye closed down over here and shit. Now they're looking like me on this side of the face, and supposedly he got it. So, that's their one, or that's their way of forcing us into it. And then how did they get the brothers into it? Because the brothers still wasn't scared when Tom Hanks got it. We like, I don't give a fuck about no Tom Hanks, nigga. Niggas ain't catching it. I don't give a fuck. Then they got homeboy from, was it the Denver? No, Utah. I think it was Utah. The French cat, Gobert, Rudy Gobert. And when he went out and he was rubbing the mics and he was playing, he was like, oh, ooh, man. He was like, ooh. And then 2 days later, he was diagnosed with it, right? So when he was diagnosed with it, everybody was like, oh, nigga, Rudy Gobert got that shit. No, nigga. And then basketball player after basketball player after basketball player started to catch the shit, right? That's how they got niggas. As soon as all the basketball players start catching it, niggas would start tripping. And niggas start running to the hospital. So that's how they got up. But they used the celebrity to implement it into the main society, mainstream. So real quick, I think I told you guys to watch the documentary. If I haven't, the documentary is called What Is a Woman? I think I told y'all about it, man. I be channeling stuff, y'all. That's why it'd be hard for me to answer you guys when you do your when you be doing the live chat, because I'm channeling. So I don't remember if I told you about this last week. But What Is a Woman? So it's a documentary by the Daily Wire. You can watch it on Rumble. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch that shit. It is killing the game. It is about this dude, Matt Walsh. Excuse me. He just basically, he goes around just asking questions. Asking all the alphabet soup. Just the one question. What is a woman? Y'all want to be caping and saying that this trans woman is women and this woman is whoop whoop and blah blah. That's all he used to say. One quick. What is a woman? Nobody can answer that question. Who's on that side? Who's caping for all of these new changes within the society to change the norms, what they call gender norms? And just so y'all know, when they talk about gender and all this and that, gender and sex, and there's more than one gender and sex is different. Man, do y'all understand? Y'all got to do etymology, man. Gender, it uses race and bloodline and all. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, really. It means the same thing as race, which race means bloodline, but it really doesn't mean that because it means your kind. But the word was created in the 1500s or 1600s. It's a brand new word. It's not a word that had been used for a long time. So is sex. Sex is not that long either. Sex has been around that long either. So to use these terms. But if we want to use these terms, who was that? Caro, thank you. Appreciate you. So if we want to use these terms and see what a woman is, so breaking down the definition, it's womb man. So what is man? Does man mean male? No. So there's two terms. The word man, The actual word man, which they think it means male, that actually means slave. So you guys know. The word man, when you call yourself, when you go up, you call, I'm a man. I'm a man, nigga. I'm a man. Nigga, you gotta be a man, nigga. You gotta be a man about these motherfuckers. Nigga, I'm the man. Nigga, I'm the man, nigga. Just so y'all know, man means slave. just so y'all know. So, but in this term, woman, man is a cutoff of manifestation. So it's womb manifestation. So it's the manifestation of the womb. That's what a woman is, right? Excuse me. It's the womb manifestation. Because why? Women reproduce the womb. They're the only ones who can reproduce the thing that reproduces. Women, the only one that can reproduce the oven, right? So that's what woman is, really. So, but if you want to go the actual definition or modern definition, it's a childbearing female adult human. It's real simple. Childbearing female adult human. But in the spiritual, it's a womb manifestation. It's the manifestation of the womb. So, now, none of these people could answer that shit. And this documentary was breaking the whole game down because they got people coming in. They had the doctor who was like the biggest doctor, the trans doctor in the world. This dude, is a dude who's the dude. You know what I mean? The fucking dude. But this is the man dude or she dude. And this motherfucker couldn't even say. There's the most trans surgeries in the world. The foremost person of surgeries could not even answer the damn question. You lopping off, hold up, wait a minute. You lopping off dicks left and right? You don't know what the fuck a woman is, but you lopping off niggas' balls left and right? That's some bullshit. No one can answer it. Professors, this nigga went to a professor who was a gender study professor and all this and that, and he asked that nigga what the question, that nigga paused. He was like, and this nigga's a professor at a university. This nigga, what is a woman? Yeah. But y'all want to sit up here and be caping for women's rights, trans women's rights, and all this and that. Trans women are women, but you can't even define what a woman is. And then he said, and then when they tried to ask the question, he said, well, what is a woman? Well, a woman is a woman. A woman is the woman who, no. And he said, well, nigga, do you understand you can't use the definition? He said, you're given a circular definition. Do you understand what that is? A circular definition is when you use the definition to define, in the definition. You use the word to end the definition that you're trying to define. So he's like, he says, define the word woman without using the word woman. And that nigga was like, They was frozen. They were frozen. And the funny thing about this documentary is he's not bashing anybody. All he is doing, seriously, this is why the documentary is so dope. He doesn't do anything but just ask questions and then sit there silent. That's what's so dope, because they probably expect him to come at him all hardcore and boop boop, and he just asked the question. He go, he just sit there. It'll be some silence for a second because he don't. Look, I am not putting my energy. I'm about to let you hang yourself on this bullshit. I'm about to let you hang yourself on this bullshit. And just so you know, it's a bigger move. This is a bigger thing than you guys ever understood. So they broke down in the movie how the movement was started with two doctors. One dude is Dr. Albert Kinsey, and the other dude was Dr. John Money. Y'all need to go look these cats up. So Albert Kinsey was in the 1800s. He was a doctor who performed all these different types of sexual experiments on kids and shit, and tried to come up with these ideas about sexual revolution and shit like that, and being and sex opening up your consciousness and all this and that. And he did all these studies. Now the only fucking problem was the only motherfuckers he studied was people in jail. And he was, so this nigga was doing studies on people's orgasms and shit and talking about orgasms. But then he was studying orgasms in children. Do you understand? This nigga was studying orgasms in children, trying to say children was having orgasms even at the age. This nigga has a book that he took down. He was taking down you know, he was writing down his fucking his studies and shit. You know, his research. And in the research, he said that fucking he had a baby, a 5-month-old baby had an orgasm. This nigga was a pedophile. Are you fucking kidding me? A 5-year-old baby? Fool? Before anything in them is developed? They even made a movie. Your boy, Taken. What's your boy Taken? Liam Neeson. There's a movie where he plays the doctor. So that's that dude. This nigga did all his experiments. All of his research came from doing experiments on fucking people who was in jail. But you gonna motherfucking, but this research became the standard on sexuality and shit in the world. From this bitch ass nigga. This pedophile ass motherfucker. And this is kind of what they're used to talk about that, you know, when they talk about children being able to understand their gender or sexuality and shit at young ages. That comes from that dude, right? So then the dude John Money, this motherfucker, his philosophy was that there is no genders, right? If your gender is created by your environment, and if you just leave the children alone, or children can be raised to be any gender, right? So what he did was he found there was this couple who they had twins, and they wanted to get them circumcised. And when they went to get one of the twins circumcised, whatever the machine was, it burnt his dick off. It like cut or burnt his dick off. And so they were like, oh shit, what do we do? So then Dr. John Money, so obviously they didn't do it on the second child, right? They didn't do the circumcision on him because they didn't want to fuck him up. But the one whose penis they cut off, they were looking for what to do, and John Money, the Dr. John Money came in and said, well, raise him as a girl. If his penis is cut off, then raise him as a girl. So they transitioned him into a girl, just basically not as, you know, with hormones or anything, but just raised him as a girl with no penis. And so they, you know, put him in dresses and all kind of shit. Who was that? Billionaire Big Club. Thank you. You know, basically putting him in dresses and having him do girl shit, but he was still a boy. So he liked to do boy shit. Go fuck around out, you know, run around and jump off shit and climb trees and do all kind of crazy shit. He was a boy. He was a male with all the male fucking desires, you know, what males desire to do at a young age, right? That's who he was. So then they came to find out, the parents finally told them later on what happened, that he was actually a boy, and that they had fucked up the circumcision, and they transitioned him. So that fucked his mind up, so then he went back to living as a boy, as a man. He went back, but then it fucked his whole head up, right? So then when the other brother found that out, that fucked his head up too. The other brother so basically what happened before this all happened, for 10 years as they were living as this little boy and this girl, this boy who was transitioned into a girl, but not really. The doctor was saying that the research that they was doing, John Money, he was putting out this research for 10 years saying that the studies were going great and everything and all this and that. And so after the 10 years, that's when the parents told the child what happened. Child wanted to go back to being a boy. Child went back to being a boy. Then the other child, who was actually a boy, found out. But while this was going on, as they were kids, John Money was making these motherfuckers do sexual shit, sexual acts on each other as brother and sister. They really brother and brother. But the boy that was transitioned into a girl, he was making them do sexual acts on each other and shit. This is some fucked up shit. That's now become the idealism, the race in the world. This trans movement shit. But this is where it comes from. This motherfucker made two brothers who he told the parents to transition into a girl, made them do sexual shit together. So then after they grow up, the man, the one boy who remained a boy, this nigga found out, fucked his head up. He became a drug addict and died of an overdose. Then after that, the dude who had his who was transitioning into a girl, he killed himself. So that's the study that happened to the two when that came from John Money about anybody can, there's no such thing as gender and you can choose your gender and all this and that. That's what happened to his experiment. What he based his goddamn research off of. One died of an overdose and the other killed himself. After being going back to what he was in the first place. Because that's who he was. So watch that damn documentary, What is a Woman? That fucking documentary is killing it, y'all. It is breaking off so much shit. And then it's showing how in Pride Month, did y'all see how they having drag toddler or kid drag shows, children drag shows? Have y'all seen that bullshit? Children drag shows, y'all. Where, I don't know if y'all seen this picture, but at the fucking drag show, a child that couldn't have been no more than 7 was shoving something up the ass of a naked man. And on the wall, written in the wall, was, "It's not gonna lick itself." They're coming for y'all fucking kids, man. Y'all children, y'all better fucking understand. If y'all don't stand the fuck up, don't be tripping. When your motherfucking kids start tripping, if you ain't there watching them and doing your due diligence to make sure that they're guided and steered in the ways of the universe, the natural laws. If they choose that shit when they get older, that's their lifestyle. If when they get older and they choose whatever lifestyle they choose, that's on you. You live what the fuck you want to do. That's how the world works. As an adult, you do what the hell you want to do, but have the proper information coming up, because usually what happens is people don't have the proper download when they're coming up as children. This is why they make these crazy ass choices in the world. Who is this being run by? This is being run by a lot of Caucasian people who are disconnected spiritually. And will try to tell you, oh, there's 50 million genders. Well, if there's 50 million genders, then how do you get life in the world? With only two sexes, divine masculine and divine feminine. And so also what goes on in the documentary, it talks about the farm. So this is where it really gets into. What's really pushing this whole damn movement is the same motherfuckers who've been pushing this pandeezy the last couple years. It's the pharmaceutical industry, because they're giving what's called hormone blockers to the kids. It's the same thing that they give to inmates to castrate them in jail, like sex offending inmates and shit. They give them that same shit to castrate them. So they call them hormone blockers, the nice word for your kid, but they're chemical castration for the inmate. And then by doing this, by taking these things prolonged, they talked about, because the studies are just starting to come out. People who take this shit prolonged be getting cancer and shit, or not. Excuse me, that's hormones. That's the people who take hormones like fake estrogen and shit. But they develop cancers and shit later on down the line. But the people who do use hormone blockers, they start to develop osteoporosis and shit at a young age. Meaning osteoporosis is when your bones is brittle, like you 90 and shit. Why? Because when you stop puberty, it's basically hormone blockers. You stop in puberty, or puberty blockers, is what it's called. So you're blocking puberty. These are the things when your body is changing and becoming stronger from the child to an adult. So if you stop your body from becoming the strongest it can, from the nutrients getting to your bones, making the bones harder, more sturdy, to carry more muscle on the body as an adult. You're going to have brittle bones if when you become an adult, then you have all this muscle on your body and you still have kid dense bones, child dense bones. This is the shit that's happening, man. And the pharmaceutical industry got lobbies out there to push the trans movement. Do y'all know that? Pharmaceutical industry has lobbies. They have lobby firms and shit damn near now out there lobbying politicians to push this shit. That's why you start to see it more and more in legislation. All over the goddamn place. Did you see motherfucking Whopper got the goddamn Pride Whopper, nigga? Did y'all see that bullshit? With the two bottom buns or the 2 top buns? These motherfuckers are going crazy. The two What the fuck, man? They are really trying to flip this shit, especially America. This is more so America than anywhere else where this shit is really laying hold, because we have the dumbest people as society in America, who are more susceptible to what's being propagated to them. But this is the shit that's going down. They even got in the military. They got fucking the rainbow helmet and shit, rainbow bullets. Did y'all see that shit? Rainbow bullets on the fucking military helmet. What the fuck does that have to do with you being in the military? This is all about money. Strictly dollars, y'all. So please, I want y'all to get over there and watch that damn documentary. It is ridiculous. And so just so y'all know, then did y'all see? I was told. Remember, I gotta word this because they took down my last. They took down my last video. So remember the X-Files video that I told you guys I was breaking down. Excuse me. How this Pandeezy, mimicked some episodes of the X-Files. So if you went and watched the X-Files, how they were trying to. So the X-Files plot was they were making hybrids, so the world was getting invaded by aliens, and the elite, they knew that. The elite knew, and so they were in connection with the aliens. This is like we got going what we got. They talk about how we have a galactic federation. So if we have a galactic federation, who do you think the galactic federation is talking to? They're talking to the motherfuckers who run the world. So in the show, that's who it was, like the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and those type of families, the most elite families and military cats. So they came down and they said, we're going to take over the world. Now, y'all want to be our second in charge? All right, y'all need to help us turn the world into hybrid us's. So when we come down here, we feel more comfortable with the people we getting ready to take over. So we got to make a bunch of hybrid aliens, and y'all got to help us do it. And for your reward, you get to be second in control. You get to be second in charge, right? We're not going to treat you like we're going to treat the rest of them niggas. They was like, all right, bet. But the whole time they were doing that, they were trying to create an antidote so that they, even if the aliens tried to turn them into hybrids, that they could, they could take the antidote and not be affected. So, so how were they going to create the hybrids in the world? They were doing it through cupcakes. They were doing it through, forced cupcakes, right? So that was in the documentary, or the live stream that I did about a few months ago. They took it down. Now, I want y'all to go. X-Files was, I don't know who Chris Carter. Chris Carter had to be involved with the government or something. The government, because what they wrote in the X-Files, or they are using, even if it's not that, they are using the X-Files. They must be, whoever's doing this shit, the world plan, they gotta be fans of the X-Files, because whatever they're doing, they're looking at the X-Files script and they're literally creating a whole goddamn plan off the X-Files script. The whole shit. Go and watch season 10 of the X-Files. That's all I'm saying. Y'all, if y'all have access to the X-Files right now, please, please, please go watch all of season 10. Season 10 is only 6 episodes, so it's not like 22 episodes and shit. Literally, it's only 6 episodes. Season 10 breaks down this whole shit through the cupcakes, the conspiracy plan. They're trying to do it to take over the world, to move the world, plan, reaction, solution. They say the whole thing. They even call it what it is, what they call it here, gene editing. They use the term in the X-Files. Mulder says gene editing. They're doing gene editing. What the fuck? Hope, man, if y'all don't go watch that shit, X-Files, season 10, breaks down the whole shit. That's all I'm saying. So you can't talk too much about it, obviously, but they give the whole plan, and they do it through this fake character who's supposed to be like Alex Jones. So there's a character who's a conspiracy theorist, and he has a TV show where he tells all these conspiracy theories, and he's breaking it off, the conspiracy theories, like Alex Jones. So they're trying to, they're using him as the moniker, or as the, the mold for this guy. But everything he's saying is stuff that Alex Jones has said, and that's in the goddamn mainstream public right now about conspiracies and the government, whole fucking thing. But the gene editing, holy shit, y'all! Please go see that shit. Y'all gonna it's gonna blow y'all mind. Y'all are gonna literally think that these niggas watched the X-Files, wrote it down, and gave the plan to somebody and said, "Go do that." That's what it looked like. So, if you want to know what's about to go down, go watch the X-Files. And having that, being all that is happening, on the other side, what they're doing subversively is they're taking over the system, the legal part of the system. Remember, they're trying to erode the legal system because they have to move us to this one world government. Excuse me. They have to move us to this one world government, but they have to take down America's Constitution first. Remember, America is the only goddamn place where you have the freedom that we have. Like, I'll give you an example. Like right now in DC, they're gonna start Pandeezy cupcake mandates for the children to go to school. If y'all haven't heard about that. So in Washington, D.C., in the fall, your child is gonna have to get cupcaked up to go to school. This is what the mayor just broke this down. Now, why can they do that? Because D.C. is federal. D.C. is the federal government. So they can do that there. But, and also they can try to do it in the states, but you have far more power in the states. You've seen that the courts have ruled against a lot of this stuff. And just so y'all know, man, the orange orangutan, or the orangutan Avenger, this motherfucker, the 300 judges that he put into the court system before he jumped up out of here, he's the reason that y'all don't have mandates right now. Basically, every mandate that was ruled against, when people took it to court, it was ruled against by a judge that nigga put in office. or a judge, a Republican, put in office. So y'all better, man, y'all don't understand what's going on right now. So they're trying to erode America, really trying to take America down, and doing it through these corporations, as we said time and time again. But also what they're doing is within the legal system, they take over they're taking over the legal system. So like somebody like George Soros, and y'all, I don't know if y'all knew this, but George Soros pays companies. He has different organizations that go in and specifically, these organizations are only, this is it, the only reason these organizations exist is to fund DA campaigns, which is district attorney campaigns, and assistant district attorneys, shit like that. So basically, these district attorneys are pro crime, meaning are hard on crime, super hard on crime. Who's the motherfuckers who reaps the goddamn not the benefits, but the turmoil from that shit? It's always melanated people. Case in point, they want R. Kelly to go to jail for a minimum of 25 years. A minimum of 25 years. Whether you agree that he did this shit or not, or whatever the fuck it is, 25 years is some crazy time. Motherfuckers who kill people get less time. And as an example, Derek Chauvin, the nigga who killed George Floyd, he only got 22 and a half years total. And he can get parole before that. And this nigga tap danced or break danced on a nigga neck for 10 minutes. But R. Kelly, who didn't kill anybody, they want a minimum of 25 years for this nigga. Now that shows you these are the people who they put in these, George Soros and cats like that, and his organizations, they put these people in these places to try to be hard on crime so that it looks like Democrats and all these cats are super hard on crime. But also, it's a way to keep your ass down, niggas. You think this nigga funded Black Lives Matter because he wanted Black Lives Matter to become the greatest thing in the world? No, this nigga funded Black Lives Matter to destroy it. He knew he was basically, it was called what's the word I'm looking for? Proposed opposition, right? They basically, he says, oh, you're gonna need a superhero, because you guys, you niggas, you always rise and you create some type of movement all the time because that's the way you are. Your soul's always looking to be free. So I'll give you your next movement called Black Lives Matter. We'll build that shit up. We'll corrupt the leaders of it. So eventually, when we want to pull the rug from under the whole organization, we can do that. And then your hope for anyone coming to save you niggas legally or coming to help you niggas out in the community, it's all destroyed. So that's what he did on that side. George Soros, just so y'all know, George Soros is funding all kinds of fucking organizations on the low to do all kinds of, that's what rich people do. So is Bill Gates. They take their money and they create dummy corporations and they fund other organizations to help implement policy within society. That's how they do this shit. And George Soros, he's paying motherfuckers DAs or to get DAs elected to take down or to take out niggas when you come up into the courtroom, when your case comes up. They're trying to put the harshest goddamn penalties on you niggas. And it's funded by Homeboy. Now, y'all see why I'm telling y'all have to learn your rights? The only way around this type of shit is to learn the rules to the game, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm a motherfucking super broken record. God damn it, I'm in a million pieces. I'm gonna keep saying the same fucking thing until y'all get on the goddamn bus. They don't care about none of you niggas. So you need to care about yourself, and that's learning the rules to the game. Then you can fight back. You become Jet Li, Bruce Lee, fucking Brandon Lee, Larry Lee, Donald Lee, Darnell Lee, whoever the hell you want to be. But you can fucking, once you get your armor up, you can battle these niggas. Especially now that you see that there is a conscious effort that being paid for by a billionaire, and he's not the only nigga that's doing this, just so y'all know. But this nigga is one of the main motherfuckers who are paying district attorneys to have district attorneys elected who are hard on you. Niggas. Then you think they being hard on white motherfuckers who are overdosing on OxyContin and shit and fentanyl? Hell no. Yo, let your ass come up in there with a pound of weed. You going to jail for fucking 15 years. A pound of weed. So, please, y'all, you have to start learning your rights. Y'all know the game. Y'all know the name of the game. We're going to keep on doing it. Battle these popos, please. All popos ain't bad, but battle the bad ones. So, constitutional rights card that tells these popos, back the fuck up off me. No, but it tells the police officers, please back up. And it tells them what will happen if they violate your constitutional rights. It says that on the back right there. And I told you guys about Lopez Soto. Shout out. Lopez Soto. A lot of y'all didn't believe me. Then some of y'all went and looked it up and was like, oh shit, that nigga got away with 900 pounds of weed. Yep. He sure did. 900 pounds of weed. Not that you should do that, and I'm not telling you to do that. Go learn your rights so you can become a better criminal. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, knowing the law helped him out, helped the criminal out. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying knowing the law, even though he had all of that, he was able to get off because the law, the system or the legal system is what it is. And if you learn it and you enforce your rights and your laws, you can do that. So qualified immunity card. That's the armor that Popo get when they violate your constitutional rights. But we gonna make that armor rust up. We gonna put some water on that damn armor, make it rust up, and make them pay you. So right here says that if they violate your constitutional rights, they knowingly violate your constitutional rights and if you get it on camera, if you alert them that they're about to do it or they're in danger of violating your rights before they do it, and you get it on camera, they lose that qualified immunity. Hands down. That's what happened. Sorry. That's what happened to Lopez Soto. They tried to get qualified immunity against Lopez Soto. And the judge said, no, you don't get qualified immunity, buddy. You should have known that you can't pull this man over because he didn't have his registration on the back. So that stuff works, y'all. So this is what you have right here. And this right here has the laws that says all of that. The first law, the knowingly violate your constitutional rights. That's the first one. And the Lopez Soto right down there is number 4, right here. So just so y'all know, this is what you have in your car, and you say, I don't answer questions, and then you shut the hell up and let the police do their investigation and hang themselves. You don't hang yourself. Just so you know, 90% of convictions come because either you incriminated yourself, or you pled guilty, or you just basically gave up your rights. People do that all the time because you're so scared of the legal system because you don't know it, and they tell you, well, if you don't take this deal, then it's going to be, if we go to trial, take this 3 years, or if we go to trial, you're going to get 15, and you so damn scared you'll take the 3. No. They're scaring the shit out of you. Most of these people can't even go to trial. They don't have enough money to send all these people to trial. Not nowhere near enough money to send all these people to trial, which is why they try to get you to negotiate a deal all the time, which is why 90% of deals is negotiated. So don't do it. You don't got to do it if you know your rights. This is the main book that teaches you those rights at traffic stops and Terry stops, which are police stops on foot. Right here. So it has everything that you need to know in there, breaking up all these laws right there. All right. And it also has it also has if you just order this, it has a brief summary on how you place a lien on the police officer's bond as well. But if they keep pushing, you order the main book, this one right here. This breaks down the whole thing on how to place a claim on their bond. Police have police insurance or public official bonds to ensure that they don't damage the public at large for doing something stupid. So if they do, the bond comes in and takes the place or takes liability for the damage that the police officer, creates. Now, most bonds are about $75,000. On the low end, some around 50,000, but then they go all the way up to 300,000. Sometimes you can find 500,000. For each incident, meaning each time a police officer violates your constitutional rights, meaning if they did it 4 times, you can go after that bond. You can go after 4 counts. Get paid 4 times, not once. 4 is for each incident that they usually have to pay, each violation, each constitutional violation, they have to pay that bond. So if they do 4 things to you, you can hit them up 4 times. That's some real shit, y'all. And just so you know, a lot of police officers don't even know that they're under a bond because it's called a blanket bond. It comes from the chief of police, or the sheriff. If they're police sheriffs, sheriff deputies and stuff like that, the main sheriff will have it, and he'll sign all of the officers up to it. But they're still liable for it. So if you go place a lien on the chief or the sheriff's bond, it's still the same fucking thing. And their bond may even be more. So you may get paid even more than going after the police officer's bond. And what happens though is the police officer, he gets reprimanded for that, because once his bond status is in doubt, then they got to take him off the bond. So even if police officers don't know they have a bond, most of them they actually do. And if they don't, the state usually requires them to have a bond, and they're in violation. So if y'all don't know that, it's right here, Public Official Bonds book. Learn everything you need to know about those bonds and start placing claims on those bonds. That's the way you get back at them. Officer, what's your name, badge, and surety? What's your name, badge, bond number, and insurance number? What's your name, badge number, bond number, and insurance number. And watch their face be like, what? Some of them be like, what are you talking about? I don't have one of those. But then you can say, yes, you do. You may not know you do, but you do. And then you say, well, don't worry about it. I'll get it tomorrow. I'll get your bond number tomorrow, and I'll place my claim on your bond tomorrow. Then you can't work. Let them know what it's for. If they act like they don't know what it's for, every police officer has to have a bond to ensure that you don't violate somebody's constitutional rights. So, but you just did, so I'll go place a lien on your bond tomorrow. Don't worry about it. If you don't know about it, you'll know about it tomorrow. Okay? Tell them that. They'll try to, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a bond. But yes, you do. Right here. All right. And so, like I said, we got these cards right here. This is also the Police Stop Law package. It comes with just 1 deck of cards, not 2, but we do have 2, Volume 1, Volume 2. Sit down 30 minutes with your kids, or you sit down 30 minutes a day first, or with your kids and learn these laws. These are helping so many people. I'm so glad we invented these because they're helping so many people. This is quick notes, cliff notes. You get them out, take them with you anywhere, slap a rubber band around these, have them with you anywhere, pop them out, and do your studies because these are really helping people to learn the law. They're getting stopped by police officers, and they're just saying basic stuff. Do you have reasonable suspicion? Police officer don't expect them to say that. The police officer starts choking up, and they say, all right, well, I'm going to give you a warning this time. You get a warning. That's the police officer's way of saying, oh, I didn't have shit. You can go. Got to start doing this, y'all. If you don't start doing it, they will never get any pushback, and they get stronger and stronger and stronger against violating your rights. So until you stand up for yourself, the bully always gonna punk you. What happens when you stand up to a bully? The bully usually backs down. And if the bully don't back down, then you gotta punch him in his neck. Pop! Then he started, oh shit, this nigga was real. Man, you gotta punch a bully in his neck one time. Throat pop, pop. But you do that, I promise you that bully ain't gonna never fuck with you again. Tell you that right now. There's a scene, if y'all watch Stranger Things, I don't want to give you no spoilers, but this season, there's a scene in Stranger Things where, if you don't know who the girl with the superpowers, she don't have her powers no more. And the kids are starting to bully her and shit. And this one girl, she went too far on the bully side of the game, and they was in the skating rink, and homegirl, when she lost it, she said, Angela, picked up one of them damn skates and said, bop, and popped her right in her face. Bow. Fucked her whole shit up. Was she gonna go to jail for it? Probably. Was she gonna get? Yep. But I tell you one more thing. Angela, she ain't never got to worry about Angela no more. I promise you that shit. In the rest of her life, she ain't ever gonna have to worry about Angela. No more. That's what you gotta do. You gotta punch the bully right in his, you gotta pick up a goddamn skate and slap that nigga right in his mouth with that skate. That's learning the law, y'all. But if you want and then, we got the vaccine religious exemption card. Like I said, we're creating a new one, and we're going to add the P.F. Heiser Bakery release documents, the information from the release documents, their own information that they can't deny because it came from the bakery itself. So that one will be coming out in a couple of weeks. So, but if you want this one, you can also go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org and just order this. Or if you want the whole package, make sure you order the Great Book of Melanin Research. Find out why you so goddamn valuable, why you Vibranium, you're Black Panther, you're, what's the other one? You're Spawn, you're all the goddamn, you're Black Lightning and all the rest of that thing. All the things that have super electrical power, vibrational power, that's you, that's your melanin. Great Book of Melanin Research. This is 2 books, just so you guys know. It comes in 2 books, but you get digital copies of all of the books, everybody. I give you 2 copies, 1 digital copy of everything, and you get the hard copy. So when y'all hit me up and you get the digital copy, don't be hitting me back like, I ordered the hard copy, man. And most of y'all do that, and before you read the whole goddamn email. I say, here's your digital copies so that you can begin to study. I will be sending your hard copies books next week. But most of you see here's your digital copies, and where my hard copy, man? And then you email me back a couple of seconds later when you read the whole email. Oh, my bad. I read the whole email. Sorry. You do a great job, brother. Sorry. So read the whole goddamn email when you order, because you get digital copies and the hard copy. The hard copy will take about a good maybe a week, 10 days to get to you, depending on the mail and my printer. So make sure you order that hard copy. That's realnoggets.com. The Know Your Rights whole package, the complete police stop law package is on knowyourrightsfoundation.org if you just want the police stop law package. But if you want everything that come with the book, make sure you order the hard copy, Great Book of Melanin Research. All right, y'all. I'm about to grab me some food. Y'all already know how it go. I'm about to get out of here. Please, 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 please start stacking up and stacking up money. You're stacking up food, making sure you're getting ready, because we don't want everybody to be out here, and we don't want you to be caught off guard when they've been telling you for so long what they're about to do, and then you get hit with the plan and act like, oh shit, I didn't know. So y'all see there, they said they're gonna have a cyber attack, which means this simulation cyber attack, which means we're going to do it at some point. We just need to find the correct point in time to do it. So that y'all know that is happening, please prepare and get ready and stack up your chips, stack up your food, save your family. All right, I'm out. Deuces.